Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live once again. This is Empire State of Baseball, episode number 169, airing on July 13th of the year 2026. We are live on X, YouTube, powered by StreamYard and presented by Diamond Sports Media. Well, we have officially made it to the unofficial halfway point of the season. I know depending on how you look at the calendar, it's not technically the true halfway point, but I consider the All-Star break really the unofficial.
Corey lost
Corey's audio. Okay.
Starting off this one good.
Good job,
Swinging
Corey.
for the fences is Corey Favs with the audio, so he's going to figure out what's going on there.
Yeah.
But listen, I think it's tradition at this point. Corey's been running almost 3-4 weeks consecutive of some audio issues here, but we'll get him back. Empire State of Baseball here on this Monday, July 13th, 2026. Part of All-Star Week, of course, is one of our favorite yearly traditions, the Home Run Derby. That's on Netflix. We're now adopting streaming services for the Home Run Derby here, Thomas.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm sure Netflix gave Major League Baseball $50 million or something like that, and that's all that matters. Why do you think we got games on Apple and Peacock? And I do wonder at what point people say this is too much. We have to be getting close, right? We have to get to the point where it's going to be oh, yeah, you need to watch this at Applebee's. It's the Applebee game of the week or something, and it's people be like, you know what, we can't do this.
I know I'm almost get on board with that, just because now you get people outside the house and they're all congregating for a place and maybe giving some business to a good restaurant like an Applebee's. But yeah, I mean, look, I don't think we're headed in any other opposite direction than what we're currently facing. We're going to get to a point, ladies and gentlemen, that there will be a postseason game that is exclusively on Netflix. We're going to get there. It's going to happen.
I mean, they already have it in the NFL. The NFL already has postseason games on Prime. I think we had Prime wildcard games last year. So, yeah, it's that ain't far.
It's just, it's the money is just absurd. The fact that they go for every last dollar, and what it does is it screws the fans, because then it forces you as a fan to buy streaming service XYZ, as if baseball doesn't make you spend enough money as it is. So, the idea of the older people on their couch that literally just watch cable with their remote. My father does not have a smart TV. He's not going to be able to find this on Netflix tonight.
Oh, no.
Anybody over the age of 65 is not really going to be able to watch this. And maybe baseball wants that. Maybe baseball wants to go in a younger direction. But, it creates problems for the fan. The Mets were on Apple TV the other night. Not that they were worth watching, to be honest. But it's Friday Night Baseball. It's a premier pitching matchup. McClain was pitching, and the average fan can't find it because they have to go to Apple TV. It's absurd. And this home run derby thing, first of all, a home run derby is already a gimmick. It's a cool gimmick, but it is a gimmick. And now they got Will Ferrell and his buddies announcing this thing. I don't want Will Ferrell to announce it by baseball. This is the home run derby.
He has a show coming on Netflix. It's all. I mean, listen, guys. America's had a good 250 years. Maybe we've jumped the shark. Maybe this is the point where, listen, guys. Maybe we've just gone too far, because that's all.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's it.
Well, that's a shitty way to start the show.
At least Corey's back, though.
At least I'm back. I don't get it. My power, my audio is worse than the Mets. Like you said, it's every week, and it's always fine. We're in the backstage for 10 minutes before the show. I don't have an issue. And then as soon as I kickstart my speech, all of a sudden my thing goes out. And I got a legit microphone, too. So I don't know.
It's kind of funny because power is the theme of the night, and that's exactly what Corey ran out of just now. But we are going to be talking about tons of power later on tonight as this show continues, and we're watching along to Netflix's rendition of the Home Run Derby, as you just talked about before. So they got Michael Buffer's carcass out there announcing these guys. I'm sure they're doing the whole Rocky Philly thing. I have the thing on mute. So we'll check in on the Home Run Derby as the night goes along. Thomas, we'll kick it over to you to talk a little bit of Roback, and then back to Corey for the rest of this show.
Let's talk a little Roback, because Roback, I don't know if you guys saw this, just dropped a whole an additional line of baseball themed polos. I mean, it's the All-Star break. It is baseball time. So we got the new the ballpark polo, which has like some geometric baseballs on it, a little American flag on the back. They also have a little one for for the little ones out there. Rich, this one's for you. They got the beer league polo. Got a little beer can, baseball bat, trophy.
Yes.
A baseball on there. The Great Bambino is back, a Sandlot themed one. The pennant race, something that the Mets won't be allowed to wear. Little baseballs, pennants, all that kind of stuff. And then the ball game, which I have one of those. It's a dark blue, has a baseball, beer, American flag. So Roback really covering us for this All-Star break, covering us as we head into the second half of the season. Head over to roback.com. That's RHOBACK.com. Use promo code TWASPL15. Get yourself 15% off your first order. Again, take a look at these things. I'm sure people listen to the little read before the show, at the beginning of the show every week. Don't check it out. I check these out, right? There's a lot of, you're all baseball fans out there. There's a lot of really cool baseball themed polos, and save you a little bit of money using the promo code. Take a look.
Now, Corey, before you kick us off with the Roback rundown, as you do a great job with, this is not Roback, but I do want to promote this one here.
Get the fuck out of here.
My buddy Leandra made this custom ESB jersey. So if you want some inquiries on how to get some of these custom-made jerseys, go head over to Instagram, and I'll give you the link to go find Leandra, and she'll get you one of these ESB jerseys, or a jersey of any of your kind. She did a great job here. So shout out to Leandra. All right, Corey, take it away.
We'll go. Listen, I love it. I love the ESB jersey. I love Roback. It's time for the Roback rundown, right? We're going to start with the Empire Express, talking with the latest and greatest of New York baseball. Brutal week for one team, and one team salvaged every game by coming back. So we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Guess the Graph will be our game segment for tonight. But the real star of the show for tonight is going to be the MLB All-Star Draft. So as everyone knows, we are now in our 5th season. So we are currently now in our 5th pool of All-Star players. So we're going to draft in the show's run the last 5 years. We're going to draft from the pool of all the All-Stars selected during our run with the show. We're going to draft a team, and then we'll see which team you guys like best. So that's going to be a very fun segment. Looking forward to doing that with all of you.
Absolutely. And real quick, let's take a look at some of the comments in the chat. Folks are probably just sitting here and watching the intros right now. I don't know what they're not doing in ESB. We got 20 people in the building. So let's get the link around. Let's get everybody in here, because in this world of multiple mobile devices, I have no idea why people can't watch Derby and then watch us on the side, or watch us and watch Derby on the side, which is what I'm doing right now. Jacob Petruzzi is here, though, as always. We're guaranteed playoffs on streaming service because of NBC and Peacock, and NBC is actually, in my opinion, has done a great job with their broadcast, very traditional broadcast. Matt Vasgersian has been leading the call in a lot of the games there. So I wouldn't mind at least NBC picking up some playoff games. I don't know about Peacock. And shout out to CK. So what's up, ESB? All righty, let's kick it over to the Mets, guys. I know we don't want to talk about them. Joe, I know it's been a lot. We got the picture. Mark Vientos there, broke his hand recently. He's on the IL, but that's not even like, it's just, I think it's just like the cherry on top of what's been, as it's stated right there, a nightmare first half for the New York Mets.
Yeah, and if you had any doubt before the weekend that this season was over, that doubt is now gone from your mind. This season is over. There's 17 games under 500. There's 60. They're actually less games out than they are under 500, which is a weird statistical thing. But yeah, they're done. I mean, they're I don't know what they are out of the wild card. I think they're 12 or 13 games out of the wild card. They're toast. The only thing now is to break it down, see what you can get for the high performers that are on this team, the Luke Weavers, see what you can get for the expiring contracts of Freddie Peralta. If Clay Holmes wants to re-sign here, God bless him. I would gladly keep him around. It sounds like he does. But you have to explore trading almost everybody. And your core going forward is Ewan, Benj, Soto, and McLean. Everybody else outside of those four guys, to me, is expendable. And you got to find a way to maximize the return here. You got to get some blue chip prospects back for some of these guys. Luke Weaver is going to get you a very, very nice prospect the way he's throwing the ball. He might be the best reliever on the market going into the trade deadline at the moment. He's got a 26 game scoreless streak. So somebody is going to give you a lot of capital.
He's not a rental.
Right. He's not a rental. He's got another year of control, even albeit at $12 million. But in MLB, where you're desperate for good quality relievers, he's going to get you something back that hopefully can be part of your future. Freddie Peralta, listen, you're going to sell him at a loss. Somebody's going to take him. With how much pitching is injured in the major leagues, somebody is going to take him for their rotation. Somebody's going to have him for the playoffs and want him for the playoffs, even if he hasn't been that great. The rest is whatever you get for him. I mean, if somebody wants to overpay for Francisco Alvarez, take him. If somebody wants Brett Beatty to be a utility infielder, take him. And here's the magic 8. Is Lindor going to be on the block? And I've come around to the idea of trading Lindor because when I look at Francisco Lindor, I look at the fact that the Mets have gotten the best baseball out of Lindor that they can get. He might have another good year or two in him. He might have another 3 good years in him. He is not going to be the borderline MVP player that he was 2 years ago and that he was last year. He was a 30-30 player. Now might be the time where somebody views Lindor as the missing piece and is willing to give you whatever you want for him. Does somebody
what are you realistically going to get for Lindor? I'm not saying you're trading him for a bag of balls, but to your point, he is, on the backside of his prime. He's making a ton of money for a long time still. I mean, you're paying the out. Someone has to pick up those out years unless the Mets are going to eat some of the money. I don't think you're getting like this massive haul considering the contract.
I'll give you 2 teams.
Go ahead.
The Mariners, you'd have to eat some money. They have more prospects. You know what makes sense?
Trade Kelenic back?
You trade Lindor to the Mariners. You take Luis Castillo, and you take 2 or 3 top prospects. Could Lindor be the missing piece in Seattle? He makes that lineup infinitely better. I know they got some young kids there. They can work around that. And here's the other thing. We know Lindor wanted to be a Dodger originally. The Dodgers are willing to do anything. Would the Dodgers not take Lindor? Like you can eat the guy. There's teams are
going to want him. My question is, what's the realistic return considering the money and years owed to him moving forward? And again, these years, the end of that contract, like all these big contracts, is going to be ugly.
I do want to throw this in. So over on Spot Track right now, one of my favorite websites, by the way. Francisco Lindor, from a contract perspective, this is something we've talked about at length during our offseason agendas. He's luxury tax. It's a $34 million hit year over year. Mm-hmm. He's got 5.5 years left. He doesn't become an unrestricted free agent until he hits his age 38th season. For Luis Castillo, which you just mentioned, Luis Castillo, and I know we're just kind of shooting the shit right now because this is even a shock for me to Joe bringing up the fact that he's down to trade Lindor at this point. Luis Castillo only has 2.5 years left of his contract. He's 33 years old, and he's a luxury tax hit of a little less than $22 million. So to me, to throw Castillo and prospects towards Francisco Lindor, the Mariners are technically losing that deal. I mean, it's going to honestly, if it's anything, it's the other way around. Like, if you want to do the Lindor for Castillo trade, fine. Mets actually might send the prospect with Lindor so they can take on the brevity of that contract, or they're sending money to even that up.
No, I mean Castillo's got a 5 ERA. Castillo's
He's only got 2.5 years left.
The Mets are taking, but right, they're paying a little bit more money, but you're taking money off their books that is at this point not needed for them anymore. So you take Castillo back, you get a couple prospects with that. Okay, if the Mets want to eat $10 million on the back end the last 2 or 3 years of the deal, do it. But if the Mariners, who have one of the best farm systems in all of baseball, think that they are Francisco Lindor away from being a World Series frontrunner, especially in the weak AL, where that move could propel them, and if they ever get Cal Raleigh back on the train,
I'll say this for a tease. I'm just locking in Joe for our trade deadline. Our looking forward trade deadline episode. Joe will have a Francisco Lindor trade ready next week. Next week, I think you got to lock yourself into it, Joe. We're expecting you to have a Lindor trade on the table that Twitter will roast you for, obviously, but you're going to go through it and you're going to give us a good trade for Lindor this time next week.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting too. I mean, I agree with just about all of what Joe said, including the Lindor piece. I think it makes it a little trickier. It feels for that type of deal where there's a lot of money left, a lot of years. You have to get a little creative. To me, it almost feels like it's a better off as an off-season type trade. You got more time to work out details. But I do think it would have to be something along the lines of taking a contract that's a bad contract, several years, a lot of money, and hope you can get a prospect or two in return with that. And then the Mets probably eating some money on top of it too. So it would have to get interesting. It's worth the conversation. But I agree. I think every player too on this team, if it's a 1-year deal, you're gone. Weaver's got the 2-year deal. There's probably no baseball, or if there is, it's a reduced season next year. Take what you can get for Luke Weaver. He's going to get a great return on the market. Just knowing the price of top-tier relief pitching at the deadline. Every team in contention wants a reliever, so the market won't be short. So
I think the Mets are going to be the most interesting team going into the deadline. I think they have so much that they can offer out there, a lot of big names, a lot of valuable pieces. I think they're going to be at least in every rumor out there. It could be a very hot deadline for the Mets.
Exactly. And I want to give too one non-trade shout out to the Mets too. How about Zach Thornton? This kid came up what was it, about 3 or 4 weeks ago when they played the Phillies. He gave, I think, 7 innings, 1-run ball. He gave up the run the first inning, I think. And then they sent him down, and all of us were screaming. We're like, why are we sending the kid down? Instead, we're doing this bullpen game bullshit, piggybacking Minaya, Senga, blah, 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 blah. They sent out this kid who itched into the 7th inning. That's a rarity for the Mets as it is. Yeah. And now what happens? They call him up. He did it again. And then, of course, the bullpen blew it. Again, Devin Williams blew the save, but Lindor dropped the game-ending double play as well. So blame can kind of get shed around a little bit. But I'll give it to Zach Thornton. This kid, if he gets sent down again, I'm gonna riot. I mean, this kid should be in the rotation and see, hey, do we have ourselves a 5th starter going into next year? And you could say, all right, we got Nolan McLean, we got Zach Thornton. If they do the extension for Clay Holmes, which sounds like there's some mutual interest there, that would be great. At least then you could say you got Christian Scott. So at least you say, all right, we got some pieces in the rotation. Let's go out and next year try to focus on adding to the top, get a legit ace, not no Freddie Peralta fraud ace, and see what happens. But shout out to Zach Thornton for being a rare diamond in the rough with this team right now.
Hey, Rich, before we jump over to the Yankees side, the Derby's about to start. Do we got picks around the horn of who do we think's going to take it?
Let's do it. And it's a great lead to the Yankees because we obviously know that Ben Rice is one of the 8 participants along with Jordan Walker, Kyle Schwarber, Munetaka Murakami, Bryce Harper, Wilson Contreras, Junior Caminero, and Jack Caglione. We're under also new rules of the home run derby debuting this year, including the introduction of the swings outside. There's going to be no timer this year, no end quote outs. So it'll be a swing. So if you hit a home run, it counts as a swing. You hit an out, it counts as a swing until you get to that final allotted swing, and then he can hit as many home runs as you want until you make out there. So, but yeah, to Tom's question, guys, what are we thinking? As far as our home run derby picks, I know mine. But you know what, Tom, how about yours? Let's hear from you first.
I mean, like, he's just coming off the IL recently, but he's still doing the derby, so I assume he's healthy. Give me Murakami. I feel like he is about to have a big time coming out party on a national streaming stage.
Murakami. All right. Interesting pick there. Joe, what do you think?
Listen, I'm really tempted to go with one of the hometown guys here. But let me go with Junior Caminero. He's been phenomenal. He's been one of the best home run hitters in baseball. I think this is a great event for him. So I'm going to go with Caminero.
Corey, what do you got?
Corey's mic is broken again.
Mike broken again.
Muted. All right, that was actually my fault.
We're good.
That one was my fault, not the mic. I like Tom's. I was gonna say Murakami is like my dark horse for tonight, but it's hard for me to bet against Schwarber. I just think he's pure entertainment when it comes to hitting home runs. So I'm gonna go with Kyle.
Schwarber as well for me too. I got some money in it. Phil from Shirley pulled together some people, friends of the community, and I got Kyle Schwarber on random. So this is not just more than I just want to win some money tonight. Plus Kyle Schwarber killed it in the swing off last year as part of the extra inning affair in the All-Star game last year. So I'm feeling like Kyle Schwarber is going to keep that momentum going right into 2026. Big home run derbies at Citizens Bank Park. Kind of unfair. The Phillies got two representatives in this home run derby, and Harper and Schwarber here. So very interesting stuff. And people, I don't know if we could see the poll. I know the poll is present right there. We're gonna test doing polls live through the show. But who will win the 2026 MLB Home Run Derby? Only I got a choice of 4 there. So I had Junior Caminero, Ben Rice, Kyle Schwarber, or other. Make sure to leave a comment. Leave a comment regardless, and make sure to like the stream while you're at it.
Type 1, 2, 3, or 4 to vote for either one in the chat. So if somebody could test that out, we'd appreciate it.
There you go. So 1 is Caminero, 2 Rice, 3 Schwarber, 4
up on
other.
screen.
And that's just about everybody else. Joe, I know we were kind of talking in an earlier conversation about the new rules with the home run derby. Your thoughts on this? I know we're about to get going here, so we got a lot to judge. But your thoughts on the new home run derby rules entering the 2026 affair?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of this. Just do the 10 outs. You know what I mean? Like,
this is closer. This is a lot closer to the 10 outs than it's been, though.
It's closer. I had a love-hate relationship with the way the timer worked. Guys were throwing balls before the balls landed and all that stuff. So I like this a lot better than that. But I still think the 15 swings, why are you going to put a cap on basically how many home runs you can hit? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I guess
know
this is the middle ground of guys being afraid of getting, like, quote unquote too tired. I think this is so much better, though. My whole take for the Derby is I don't think people care about how many home runs people hit. People want to see, like, the 500-foot home runs. And in the old system, when they were just rapid fire, you couldn't even, like, see it. It was like this. At least if Kyle Schwarber has a 495-foot homer, he's gonna be able to hit it. He's gonna be able to watch it. The crowd can react to it. I think this is so much better. Not as good as the 10 outs, but this is infinitely better than the clock system.
I think if you did 10 outs with a pitch clock, so you're not waiting a minute in between each throw, and the guy, I think that would be the perfect middle ground. If you did like a 15-second pitch clock after the ball goes out, I think that would be the nice middle ground with the 10 outs. I think it would move, because that's what the other one. The guys were up there for 40 minutes each.
Yeah. Here's a trivia question, because I looked this up today. We were talking about the new rules on a Bronx take, and we brought up the fact that from the timer, at least with the timer, like, you can see a shit ton of home runs leave the yard. Now, Giancarlo Stanton hit the most home runs in a home run derby. This is back in the Petco Park. I think this was in 2016. I know he wasn't a Yankee at the time. How many home runs did Giancarlo Stanton hit in that one night? Home run derby 2016. Corey? Take you just throw a number out there.
I
couldn't believe the number when I read it.
Like in the whole Derby or one round.
The whole Derby, the whole contest.
I'm gonna say 150.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Jesus
No, bring that way down. Holy fuck, Joe, go ahead.
74.
Very close to it. Tom,
59.
61. 61
wow.
homers. 150. What the fuck?
I knew it was close.
I couldn't believe it, so I threw it out.
I knew it was close about as many he hit that year. He hit
Holy
59
shit.
that year. So,
all right. Well, our winner on this poll looks like we had a tie for Ben Rice College Score, but nobody wanted to give a vote to anybody else. So they have it. So we'll stop that poll now. So thanks guys for contributing to that. So Tom, let's use this to transition over to the New York Yankees as Wilson Contreras is up first. He just hit 1 home run. He's got 17 swings left on my screen here. But let's talk Yankees here.
Way behind.
Well, there you go. All right. Well, let's talk Yankees. I know I'm not behind on the Yankees right now because they actually finished off their first half quite strong. I mean, definitely in a better spot than where we were about a week ago. They were entering the 4-game set against the Tampa Bay Rays in Tropicana Field after losing a set to the Minnesota Twins, after losing multiple sets in a row. And the Yankees pulled together. I mean, yes, there were some uncomfortable games there at both Trop and even in Washington. But on this road trip, took 5 out of 7 games. They split with Tampa Bay, which at this point, I guess that's, rather get a split there than lose a series. You lose a series, you lose a season series against the team you're chasing, the AL East. The Rays would end up losing their game on Sunday. The Yankees winning 3 straight against the Nationals, which included 3 come-from-behind wins. Really showed some nice late life, which we had not seen from this Yankees team since really the beginning of the season. So, Tom, your thoughts on this Yankees team that is now chasing 3 games again from the Tampa Bay Rays entering the second half?
So I think the biggest game of the last week was not those 3 comebacks against Washington. I think it was Game 4 against Tampa.
Yes, I agree.
They go into a 4-game set. They win the first. Hey, that's nice. The Yankees haven't won a lot of baseball games recently. They win the first. Then they lose the second, and they lose the third. And I think everyone just thought, oh boy, here it is. They gave us a little hope, and then they absolutely shit themselves for 3 straight games. And now the lead is whatever would have been, 6 or 7. And it's just like, okay, the division is over. It's a game you just kind of can't believe they won, just because not even because of anything that happened in the game, just because that was a telltale like air out of the balloon game, and they did it. They won that game. I think that was huge for the psyche of this team. I think that gave them the right kind of mindset going into that Washington series. Again, I'm not saying Washington's great, but they are what the best offense in baseball,
one of
at the very least. Not good pitching, but I think they gave them a good little bit of jump, a little bit of jolt, and I hope they can just take that into the second half. That's where I'm at with them. They, we don't even know when we're getting Judge back.
Right.
Contreras just hit 490.
Yeah. And again, this is why this is a better format. They're 18-19 since June 1st, which I think is when Judge went out. I think if you asked all of us then, hey, the Yankees are gonna have whatever many games, 37 games in this span, would you take 18-19? I think you wouldn't be happy about it, but without Judge, I think you'd be like, I guess if that's the it's not the way we got there. It's probably not the way we wanted to. They started off good, then they were terrible, but
it could be a whole lot worse.
Yeah, they tread a water, and they're gonna have to continue treading that water. But I like what we saw from them at the very end of the break or before the break.
Yeah, and I think the 3 games with Washington too, correct me if I'm wrong, I think every game they came back in the 8th or 9th inning. So I think they were losing every game into the end there. So, I mean, you couldn't draw it up better, in terms of last series before the break, get the sweep. You avoided the disaster scenario versus the Rays, which would have been either getting swept or losing a 4-game series. So you take the split with them, you take the series versus the Nationals, 5-2 in the last week before the break. And I think it's a pretty good spot. 3 games back in the AL East. Again, AL East is goal number 1. World Series is then the immediate goal number 2 to follow. So right now, just continue to tread the water. Pitching, mostly looking good for the Yankees. A little bit, little better over the last week than it was a couple of weeks leading into it. A lot of it's because of that man that's right in the middle of that picture.
Yeah, and I'll talk about that man for a little bit too, and then throw it over to Joe, and then we'll move on from there. I mean, this one of the biggest stories of this Yankees first half, and to why they've been successful. Yes, it's been their starting pitching, but I think it's a big reason is due to this guy right here. I mean, the Yankees are going into the season knowing that they were missing Garrett Cole for at least a month, knowing that they were missing Carlos Rodon for at least a month. I mean, these are 2 guys who are the biggest parts of this team's rotation for the better part of the last 3 seasons together. The Max Fried injury at the time seemed like it was going to be an absolute killer for them. And then you're also relying on Will Warren and Ryan Weathers to pick up a lot of innings. And for both of those pitchers going to end up being career best in innings when it's all said and done. But it's this guy right here who's made every start, every 5th day. And honestly, outside of 1 or 2 blemishes, has been the absolute best pitcher the Yankees can ask for at this time. He is the undisputed ace of this team. He is the undisputed best pitcher in the American League as it stands right now with everything going on. People wanted to talk about regression. I think it was a lot of online trolls after the Tigers start. But one of the biggest things, you look for a pitcher, and I'll take this from my guy Joey Bag of Donuts. It's a great line, one of our own. When it comes to judging a pitcher, it's not about like how great you are in consecutive starts. It's how great you are after you get hit in the mouth. And he responded in such a big way last Monday night against the Tampa Bay Rays, one of the best offenses in the American League. I'm sorry, one of the only offenses in the American League at the Trop. And look, he put the team on his back and did his thing. Following that start, he gave up 2 home runs against 2 of the best hitters on the Nationals on Saturday, proceeded to go another 6 strong and gave up nothing to keep the Yankees in this baseball game. This guy, Cam Schlittler, barring injury, is the American League Cy Young of 2026 without a doubt. And the way things could be looking for this kid who's only 25 years old, it probably will not be his last Cy Young. He is so good. And I'm so happy the Yankees finally have a starting pitcher that they can call their own, that they fully developed, that they drafted. And they now look, he's going to be in the conversation as top 5-10 pitcher in baseball for the next few years. Hands down. Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Cam's been phenomenal. There's no 2 ways about it. Rice has been really good, even with the hiccups without Judge not being there. Those 2 guys have kept the Yankees afloat. I think the biggest thing in the next week is the Yankee fan going to be holding their breath until that Imogen comes back for Aaron Judge, because right now as the Yankees sit, they're in the middle of everything, but this team needs Aaron Judge, and this offense is not good enough to get them to where they need to go. So him and Stanton right now are the big question marks of this team. They're going to dictate what the Yankees do at the deadline, how aggressive or non-aggressive they're going to be, and what their status is. And right now, the latest on Aaron Judge makes you think that you're not seeing him till September, based on what Boone's comments were the other day. Stanton, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I know he's running again. I don't know if Stanton ever plays again. I know he's going to try.
Again, or just with the Yankees?
I think there's a chance if he does not play again this year, I think that'll be it for him.
All right, Joe, we're moving on. Joe,
Well,
that's
Tom, he can't run.
That's more outlandish than Corey saying that he had 158 home runs in the dirt.
Tom, he can't run. He hasn't played. Every time he starts running
for a
again,
decade. All right, we're not. I'm not.
No, but Tom, let's be honest, Tom. Let's be honest. The guy can't stay healthy, and he's a big question mark for the Yankees right now.
He's not.
They do not
play baseball again, Joe.
But how do you know that, Tom?
Because he's owed 20-something million dollars a year.
He can't physically get on the field, Thomas.
I'm not entertaining.
He can't get on the field. Every time he starts to run, he pulls his leg again.
Okay, all right, sure. He's never gonna play again.
No, but I'm just saying it's at the point where he might maybe never again, but maybe not for the Yankees again, because they're not gonna do this into next year again. They're not.
There you go.
JP
Yankee King right there, ruling out Giancarlo Stanton for the rest of his life.
No, I'm
shout out to you. Very, very good. But look, here's the thing, and we'll try to get through this real quick because there was conversation around that. You know, when you think about the designated hitter position, it is actually serving a valuable need for this team right now, because while you're still trying to figure out what Ben Rice is going to be at the first base position, at least you have Paul Goldschmidt there. So you have a DH spot open. Also, the Yankees have a problem with Jason Dominguez not being able to still catch a ball properly out in the outfield, but he can hit. And so there's the DH spot once again, serving a big need. And of course, when the guy needs the average blow and they want to get a half a day, you have the DH spot open. So there's a value to having it open. Here's the problem. Let's just say, Joe, best case scenario happens for Judge, and you do see him back this season, which I think is a best case scenario. I think worst case scenario is the other way around. Who do you think is going to need a DH spot when he comes back off the IL? I'm pretty sure it's the guy who's won 3 MVPs over the last few years and been your franchise guy. And at that point, what happens with Giancarlo Stanton? I don't know, and I hate to be this guy, and I don't want to go that I'm not reading out of L.I. Yankee King's Bible, and certainly not Joe Pugliese's. But it may be a conversation worth having, especially we don't know what kind of baseball is going to be played in 2027. If we got 2 months of baseball, we got a COVID 2020 kind of season next year.
I think so.
It's done after 2027. There's no renewal there. There's no contracts get moved off to the next year. So it might be worth the conversation. The Yankees approved it over the last few years. I think they might be willing to eat that money to do it one more time on Giancarlo Stanton to finally open up the designated hitter spot once and for all.
Here's the thing. Stanton would have to come back. I think the appeal would have been if Stanton's knocking on the door to 500. The Yankees love to sell tickets. They love to sell that. The problem is he's not going to get close to that this year like you thought he could have if he had 35 home runs or 30 home runs. He's at 456. If he doesn't, let's say he doesn't play again this year, or let's say he only hits another 7 or so home runs, they're not going to keep him around next year to hope for a miracle. He plays all 162 and scrapes his way to 500, and they're certainly not bringing him back for a year following that. So I think at the minimum, this is Stanton's last go with the Yankees, and I think at the worst case scenario, if he can't get on the field, he might have played his last game for the Yankees.
Real quick, just to respond to Li, and who's been saying this?
Why are we getting
no? Because here's the thing. I'm going to respond to this. I'm thinking about cutting him now when we're talking about $20 to $30 million left, not when he had about $200 million left on his deal.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. That's it for the Empire Express. Real quick, Corey, Favs. Let's talk about the Gram, and then we're going to kick it over for our game, and then we have our big draft later on. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead and follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Empire State of Baseball. You'll find graphics from the show, meme reels, archive clips, whatever you want, you'll find on Instagram and TikTok both. So go ahead, once again, Empire State of Baseball.
Good, man. Our game tonight is Guess the Graph. It's actually been a while since we did our last Guess the Graph. Joe and Tom has tonight's ball. Joe, we're going to kick off with you first. Let's go ahead and let's get that ball up and start this damn game.
Yes. Okay, so do I give a clue first or I let you guys guess?
No. We're going to just roll with it. But
okay.
Yeah. I mean, Joe, year 5. We still don't know how to. Okay. This is jumping an answer, guys. It is one answer. We're doing a 3K system. We're
Curtis Granderson.
At bats. So
incorrect. Not Curtis Granderson.
Not
Clay Holmes.
Incorrect. No.
Not Clay Holmes too. Okay. We're running quick. I love it.
Oh,
is this Carlos Beltran?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, but
all right. So, what do you got for us, Joe?
First clue is this was a Met for 6 years. It was a Met.
Still like my Beltran, guess. Where's my clock?
Is this guy a Met?
There we go.
Or is this guy a Met? There's 2 guys.
We'll flip into the current standings in between games. Forgot to do that. Oh, wait. This looks like... Oh, I think I got it. Is this Aaron Heilman?
It is Aaron Heilman.
Let's go!
Wow.
I was thinking Adam Harang, and I'm like, is that
Wow.
Aaron Howman,
go.
baby.
Aaron
I was
Howman.
just saying, who's at H? So I was like, that looks
You
like
got
an
the H, Corey. Corey got the H in hold, so
Yeah.
that was a good one.
I'll be honest. It looked like, if you were to tell me this is like Alex Rodriguez's signature, I'd absolutely buy it.
The A is actually very similar. When it first popped up, I'm like, that is similar to A-Rod's A.
So, Aaron Howman, I'll take the damn point. Give me that. Let's take a look at the standings, though, before we get to Tom's part of the game. Joe was at 19. Well, Joe's still at 19. Corey at 12. Now I'm up to 9, and Tom's at 7. And Tom has a chance to defend the point here. Tom, let's pull up your ball and see if you can absolutely do that. So go ahead.
Sure.
Oh, I was going to say.
Okay. All right.
Corey Kluber?
Ooh. It is not Corey Kluber.
I like
that. That's a good guess, Corey.
Ooh, I like that guess. Corey Kluber, the Klubot. Trying to figure out if I mean, Joe didn't go with like an all-star theme because I don't think Aaron Howman was ever an all-star, but I wonder if Tom was thinking the same, though. Thinking all-star there.
Looks like him, but I don't think Tom wouldn't go with that guy.
And it's also Tom right now. And I know Tom has been disgruntled lately with how the games are going. So I feel like this has got to be a chooch. Like this is not a
Corey Lytle.
It's not Corey Lytle. I'm gonna look in the chat.
Not Corey Lytle. Kerry Wood.
It's not Kerry Wood.
Okay. You got a hint for us, buddy?
No.
Okay.
You gotta give some hint.
I don't gotta do anything.
God damn you, Tom.
This guy was an all-star.
Oh, so I was right. That's a good hint. This guy was an all-star. I don't know, man. Because it looks like the 3 squigglies at the end just look like the same letter.
Yeah.
That's what's screwing me up. Ain't no player with the same 3.
That's why I went with Lytle with the L's. It looks like him. I don't know if Tom's trying to pull a review. Cleon Jones.
It's not Cleon Jones.
Cliff Lee.
It is not Cliff Lee.
Chuck Knobloch.
It is Chuck Knobloch.
Oh!
Whoa!
Wow.
Oh!
Wow.
Damn, Corey.
I got real nervous when the first guess was Corey Kluber. I was like, fuck, we are.
Oh, my God.
I know it's easier to read, but I thought if we were a little older, maybe we had a shot.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
Chuck
Knobloch.
Knobloch.
Remember, the point of the game is for people to be able to get it. So, I think it was a good one.
All right. I want to
That was a good one. That was a name. That was a good name.
So 19, 13, 9, and 7. So nothing changes with the order, which is important because we're going to need that going into our draft because this is our draft order, folks. Joe's going to get the number 1 pick. Corey's going to get the number 2 pick. I will get the number 3 pick, and Tom's going to get the number 4 pick in our big draft segment. But before we get to that draft segment,
right?
Before you get the snake as well, that is correct. But before we get to the big draft segment, Joe is going to talk about the latest and greatest with YouTube. So, Joe, go ahead and do that.
Yes, you can join us on X, but YouTube is our preferred platform. Why? We can interact with you, the chat, here on the show. So join our 580 plus subscribers over on YouTube. Go over there, type in Empire State of Baseball, hit that subscribe button. It's free. And join us for the crosstown conversation. Our last episode was episode number 168. We do have some upcoming different shows. We are doing a trade deadline show the day of the trade deadline. I believe it's going to start at 5 p.m. Forgive me if I'm wrong, Richard.
That is correct. 5 p.m.
5 p.m. And we're going to take you right through the deadline and probably about 30, 40 minutes past the deadline, if I had to guess, as deals trickle in. You're going to get a reaction to all the deals. It should be busy for both the Mets and Yankees for 2 completely different reasons. So definitely join us over there. We'll have guests, all sorts of people coming in to talk about the trades. So do that.
the live last year was awesome. Highly recommend you guys showing up. And as we made mention to before too, it's an open invite to all our ESB hosts as well. So yes, Jacob, Phil from Shirley should be joining our deadline show as well from Shape Up. So we should get Phil in the mix. Also just get through a couple more of your comments. Hitman, come on, Jacob. I know you meant Jess, but let's just not get him started. Extra innings tonight. Currently, I think that's going to be the plan. I think we'll roll with some extra innings during the Derby, so you guys can join up for that. Eddie goes, Joe is looking like a balloon like always. Big Slick Tom looking goofy as usual. So some roasting being done here. And Hitman, once again, what's good, ESB family? Let's go, Benny Aros. All righty, folks. Well, as the Derby continues here, looks like Jordan Walker just finished his round at 13 there. But it's now time we get into our All-Star Draft. And as Corey made mention to before, this is in celebration to our 5 years of being a show here at Empire State of Baseball. Great accomplishment for everybody here. Congratulations on that. And to celebrate and commemorate our 5 years of ESB, we are looking at the last 5 years of Major League Baseball All-Star. So anyone who's been an eligible MLB All-Star over the last 5 years is eligible for this draft. We are going to be drafting 10 rounds worth of players. We're doing every single position on the field, a DH, and a starting pitcher. There will be no bullpen, no relief pitchers. We're only drafting a starting lineup. So all the relievers have been thrown out at this draft. Also, some players will have multi-position eligibility, so I'll talk about it as we go along through our picks. Any offensive player can fill out the DH spot. It does not have to be a pure DH. It could be anybody that is up there that's extra. If you want to double up on certain positions, you can add somebody to the DH spot as well. And the draft's going to complete once we get through the 10 rounds and once all the starting lineups are done, and we're going to vote on the best of the rosters. For a guide, we'll throw these up throughout the show. We do have
Paglione just hit one to fucking.
Oh my God!
Hold on, I'm a little late here. Let's see if I can catch that before we go. I mean, he's hitting a bunch of kids right now. And as Jack Caglione, the Italian man, is doing his thing. We'll throw these graphics up here. This is like kind of like the best of the best. These are the best of these past 5 years of All-Stars, along with their All-Star nods throughout the year. We have double pages on the outfielders and then one on the pure DHs. Is Jack Caglione, the Italian stud here, is absolutely smoking baseballs right now in Philly. But like I said before,
the better way of the Derby. You can see the ball land. This is I'm like only obviously partially watching and doing the show. It's so much better than the old system.
It's cleaner. It's cleaner from what I'm looking at here. All righty. So like I said before, and this is the big bomb that they were talking about before. Wow, what a smash job there by Jack. So like I said, the order here, we're going to go Joe first. He's the leader in our games. Corey's going to go second. I'm going to go third. Tom's going to be the wrap, but Tom gets a steak pick, and as does Joe too, being at the end. So Joe, you could kick us off with our first pick. Obviously, you could take this anywhere you want. If you want to land on one of these pages for guidance, let me know. And let's get this kicked off. The 2022 to 2026 MLB All-Star Draft. Joe's got the first pick.
Yeah. Do I have to name a year or I just take the player?
No, this is going to cover the player's best of his years. So it does not matter. Once that player's off the board, he is off the board. So it's not years.
I'm going to have to take him. It's going to have to be Aaron Judge for me.
Okay. So Aaron Judge fulfills the outfield spot. And as you see with Judge too, one of the only All-Stars up here who made it in all 5 years between 2022 and 2026. So a good job by you. And Aaron Judge is off the board. Go ahead, Corey. What do you got?
I'm going to have to go with another 5-time All-Star. He's the face of baseball, the best all-around player in baseball. I'm going to go with Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, I think that's got to be the next pick. Shohei Ohtani there. You would have thought, you would just think like these are the two that got to go. So Ohtani and Judge off the board. I go now, and this is going to be a tough pick. I got to think of position eligibility. So I'm going to go with a position that I surprisingly, I don't think is so super deep. 3-time All-Star. I got to go with the man who's pictured right there. I'm going Bobby Witt Jr. as my shortstop for my third overall pick. So for the third overall pick, but my first pick. Tom, you got back-to-back picks though. So what do you got?
I do. And that, at least the first two went the way I thought they would go. And I had pretty much decided what I was going to do based on that. I'm going pure, just scarcity. I'm going to take my first pick. Give me Cal Raleigh.
Oh, wow.
as my catcher.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to double check this real quick on our little spreadsheet here. I'm taking Ketel Marte as my second baseman. I'm getting the best catcher, and there's a big drop off. I'm getting the best second baseman, and there's a big drop off. I'm taking those two.
I respect it.
You got to remind me of that pick. My internet just kind of crapped out. What was that pick?
Ketel Marte.
Ketel Marte.
Ketel Marte. Yeah, Ketel Marte. All right, so we get what Tom's going with here as far as his draft strategy goes.
Well, you can't get those top three, you know.
No, I respect it there. So Ketel Marte off the board as well. Yeah, for me right here, you know, I could do something that no one's done yet, and I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go and select our first starting pitcher of this draft. And look, I can go. There's like 2-3 guys I can go with here and feel pretty comfortable with. But I'm gonna go with the guy who's been there 3 times, 3 years in a row. Yeah, it hasn't been his strongest season yet, but it's hard to go with a guy who had 2 consecutive years of sub-2 ERAs. Paul Skeens is gonna be my pick here. So I'm taking Paul Skeens off the board. Go ahead, Corey.
There you go. Yeah, kind of a similar theme to Tom. I know not as big of a drop off. But I'm going to go with a relatively weak position. Guy who's been there a lot of times. I know he's got maybe one name that could rival him right now, but I'm going to go with Jose Ramirez.
Yeah,
third base.
Okay, I got 2, right? Yep, there's Jose.
You got 2 back-to-back, buddy.
All right, so I'm gonna get the band back together. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go with Juan Soto here. So
The band's gonna get back together at the trade deadline.
I got the band. I got the band back together. I got Soto and Judge. I know I'm set. All right, and then let's see. I'm gonna actually go. Where's the starting pitchers here?
Oh, I got you. Hold on one sec.
I got it.
You have to look at it.
So I'm gonna go with the back-to-back Cy Young winner. I'm gonna go with Tyreek Skubal as well. So I got Judge, Soto, and Skubal. I think I'm pretty good.
Yeah. So Tyreek Skubal also going to Joe here. Corey, Favs, what do we got here as we are in the middle of the 3rd round?
Let's see. Just taking a quick look. A lot of good names. A lot of good names off the board. You know what? I'll tell you what. I know. He's had a couple of injuries in our run, but I'm not going to discount the type of player he is. I'm going to go with Ronald Acuna.
Wanted him coming back.
That's a good one too. I wanted that pick there too. I was hoping he was going to fall again. I guess apparently not, since Tom wanted him as well. Ronald Acuna Jr. also off the board here. Look, we're looking at 5-time All-Stars, and there are 2 right here that are really good candidates for it. But give me somebody who I feel like is the model of consistency between these 2 players. Even Vlad Guerrero Jr. himself knew that he should not have been in these festivities in 2026. So give me the old guard. Give me Freddie Freeman. I'm going Freddie Freeman here. We need a 5-time All-Star in here. We need a first baseman that's going to lead the squad. So, Tom, I'm going to kick it over to you now.
Okay. Looking at some of these positions, and I'm surprised that some of these guys aren't like more multiple time All-Stars.
Yeah,
actually, it's kind of surprising. I am going to stay with my positional value, and I'm going to third base, and I'm going with a guy who's in tonight's derby. I'm taking Junior Caminero as my third baseman.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Junior Caminero.
I think I'm getting –
keep it going.
Yeah, I think I'm getting some value there. I'm going to look at one other position real quick here. And then there's a lot there, right? Let me see. Yeah. Okay, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. And then give me Sorry, guys.
Give
me Corbin Carroll.
Corbin Carroll.
Give me Corbin Carroll.
Okay.
Nice.
Corbin Carroll. Tom's like, let's go Arizona Diamondbacks. You got Ketel Marte and Corbin Carroll in that mix. Good for you, Tom. Yeah, this is getting interesting here. I kind of like where this is going. I do gotta get in. I do have to get into the outfield mix at some point, and I feel like I gotta do it now. There's a couple of guys here that I really like for this, but you know what? He is the last remaining 4-time All-Star left out of the outfield. I know it's again not his brightest year, but we're going based off of when they were their best. I'm going with the $60 million man. I'm going Kyle Tucker. I'm going to throw Kyle Tucker in my outfield here.
Nice.
Corey, I'm going to throw it right over to you.
Let's see. Again, a lot of good names. I'm going to go with a little bit of versatility because I could play him in one of two spots depending on how the rest of my lineup shakes out. I'm going Mookie Betts.
Oh,
We'll see how it plays out.
Consider him for my last pick.
Shortstop and outfield would be the multiple position eligibility for you because that's how he made it as an All-Star. He does not have second base, but you do have Mookie Betts. Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, I got to consider a couple things here. Scarcity of position as well, but I'm gonna go with. Let's see, where's the catchers, Rich?
I got it. Hold on 1 second. You're doing a lot of clicking. Let me take care of that. There you go.
There you go. I'm gonna actually go with William Contreras as my catcher. I think he's been one of the better catchers in all of baseball the last few years. So give me William Contreras as my catcher. And then I'm going to go with, let's see here. I'm going to go with, I got to start in pitcher. Whoopsie.
Hold on. I got you. Joe's got access to the shit, so he's just
going let me. You know what? Who'd you pick? You picked Freeman, right?
I took Freeman. Yep.
You know what? Let me go with Pete Alonso at first base.
Not the name I was typing, but okay. Pete Alonso is going to first base for Joe. So he's got Alonso and Soto and Judge. A lot of power right there. Corey, it's up to you, pal.
Let's see. You know what? Let's go with another power bat. He'll slot into the outfield for me. I'm going to go Yordan Alvarez.
Ooh, yes, and he can slot into the outfield. There is a multi-position eligibility. Well, obviously, everybody's eligible for the DH, but Yordan is eligible for the outfield as well. So Yordan takes the cake there. There's a couple ways I can look at this right here. You know, do I want to give myself some flexibility at a DH? Probably. Or do I just go with one of the best game breakers out there at the DH spot? So I'm probably going to do that. Let's go Kyle Schwarber as my DH, nice. Full-time DH. He's going to take that spot. So Kyle Schwarber is my pick there, Thomas.
I was ready to take him here.
Big Kyle Schwarber guy tonight.
Oh, I thought, oh man, I was all ready to take Schwarber, and now I'm in a blender for this draft. That means absolutely nothing. Okay. Let's keep going. This like young athletic outfield. Give me Julio Rodriguez.
Okay. J-Rod.
And then I'm gonna.
Carroll.
Yeah, I mean we're.
Just a lot of Mariners, a lot of D-backs for Tom here.
Yeah, just big Mariner D-backs here. And then, unless there was something, yeah, I'm gonna put the first baseman that you thought you were gonna write before. No one's taken Vladdy yet, right?
Nope.
I'll take Vladdy.
Yep. I mean, I was thinking of being that guy that takes Vladdy as the DH, but I was like, you know, just give me Schwarber. Just give me the consistency there. I know Guerrero's got the 5-time All-Star, but look, going with Vladdy, I think it's a good pick. So good on you, Tom. Good on you, Tom. Very good. Okay, so what are we working with here? What do we still got left? Well, right now we got nothing left here on the big board. So let's pull this up. Joe, stop stealing the clicker from me. Damn,
I'm not
trying to figure this.
My hands are
just trying to figure this stuff out. You know what? There's only been one second baseman chosen, and I got to get into this market before it kind of goes crazy. He hasn't been himself over the last couple of years, but I got to go with somebody who was one of the best, if not the best second baseman at the time. You look at 2022 and 2024, got to go Jose Altuve here. So give me Jose Altuve as my second baseman, and we're looking at that prime Altuve from a couple of years back. Corey Favs.
Yeah, I respect it. That's a good pick. Let's see. What do I need? I do need a first base. I need a second base. I potentially need a shortstop or an outfield. Just depends how I split up. Mookie Betts. How about taking a quick look at the lists? You know, I like. There's still a lot of decent names there. You know what? Well, I'm gonna go. You know what? I know, again, not having the best of year, a very weird year, but he's such a good athlete. I'm not going to take away what he's done in the past. I'll take Tatis.
Oh.
And I'll put Betts at shortstop.
There you go. So Fernando Tatis Jr. joins Corey in the outfield. Mookie Betts will be now his shortstop. I mean, not a bad left side infield when it's Mookie Betts and Jose Ramirez. Let's throw to Joe. He's got two more picks.
Yeah.
Here.
So I need a center fielder still. So I'm gonna go with Pete Crow Armstrong.
I almost want him. He was
about
my
the best field and center fielder in baseball, and he's on pace to challenge Ohtani for the MVP this year. So let's go Pete Crow Armstrong, flanked by Aaron Judge and Monsoto, and we're good to go in the outfield. Let's go over to shortstop here.
Yeah.
And
I got you.
Let's see. Bobby Witt's
there's some still really good choices here in the shortstop position.
Yeah, there are some really good ones. Are there 2 pages, or is that the only?
It's just one page. It's just one page.
I mean, it's hard pressed to find a bad play. I'm gonna look like such a homer when this team is done. Give me Francisco Lindor at shortstop. Give me Lindor at shortstop. I'm gonna look. I'm drafting.
Lee Mets, ladies and gentlemen, and Aaron Judge. Unbelievable. And Pete Crow Armstrong, former Met prospect.
There you go.
and Tarek Skubal, a potential superstar starting pitcher on the Mets. What else, Joe? All right, you kind of know where the rest of this is going. All right, there you go. PCA and Lindor. Corey, go ahead.
I'm going to go to catcher. I think what do we got? Contreras and Cal, the only 2 right now?
Yep.
Yes, those are the only
right.
2.
So you know what? I'll go with the 3-time. I'm going to take Will Smith.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so I'll have the worst catcher here, which is still like there's a couple of guys here.
Still some good names
I can roll with. But I don't have to do it now because everybody else took just about everybody else, and we don't need to make that decision. So let's take a look at what we're missing here. Oh, you know what I'm missing? I could still use shit. This is tough. Third base. Where are we at with third base? See, there's a couple of guys who are a wash for me at this point. Outfield. Could we use an outfield? Of course we could, because we only have one. So we are going to get an outfielder. We're going to get somebody who, when healthy, considerably one of the best players in all of baseball. Kind of disrespectful that he's still there. Going to go with Mike Trout. Going to throw Mike Trout in the outfield here. Tom?
He was on my list to come here.
Well, he's not anymore.
Yeah, no. Speaking of guys of when they're healthy, give me Corey Seager as my shortstop.
I was tempted.
I will take Corey Seager.
Okay.
And then outfield, I had it picked. Let me just go back to look. Trout was one of the options. I think I remember the other one. I just want to make sure I'm not missing someone. Yeah, I'm gonna take I think a pretty underrated guy. I think All-Star the last 3 years. Give me Riley Green.
somebody I was looking at too. Riley Green off the board, going to Thomas. So Riley Green, Julio Rodriguez, Corbin Carroll, a pretty damn good outfield there, Mr. Tom. What else could we work with here? You know what? I'm looking at some of the names here. I see a lot of new players on this list. There's still a couple of 3-time All-Stars that you like. Rosarena, you like Rosarena, even Buxton, but Buxton's been hurt. Give me somebody. I'm gonna get out of the Joe philosophy here. He went with an up and comer essentially in PC. I'm gonna go with an up and comer myself. I'm going with James Wood. James Wood to finish out my outfield here. Need some power, need some youth there. I got James Wood joining Mike Trout and Kyle Tucker in that outfield. Is it the best outfield defense you're going to see? Probably not. But these guys are going to tank. Corey Favs, what do you got?
My guys
I like it.
Out there, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. All right. I need first base. I need second base. I need starting pitching. Just taking a quick look. I know second base. I mean, now we're down really to the garbage here. You know what, though? He was a 4-time All-Star, and he's got the average. There's a community that loves him. I'll go with the Luis Arias. I'll go with the 300 hitter batting title.
Good pick, and Arias does have second base eligibility along with first, so good for you there, Corey.
Joe, I want to let you know Jeff McNeil is still available.
Luis Arias going to Corey. Joe, 2 more picks.
All right, let's see. Let's go with third base.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna go with. I know he's only a 1-time All-Star, but let's go with Alex Bregman at third base.
I was shocked at that. That's when I was looking at like Alex Bregman.
I know, right?
Yeah,
it's 1-time All-Star between these 5.
Yeah, still. I mean,
right.
but still, you would think.
Sure.
I don't know.
Some of them are surprising too.
So I'll take Bregman as my third baseman. So that leaves second base, which is filled with crap, and my DH spot. So let's go back to the.
Remember, if you put yourself in the mindset of these players when they were All-Stars, I mean,
yeah,
there's still some really good options here.
Oh God, Joe has to take Jazz. This is gonna be great.
You may have to take Marcus Semien.
let's go back to first base. I'm going to take Matt Olson.
God damn it.
At first base, and I'm going to put Mr. Pete Alonso at DH.
Wow.
And now all of a sudden we're cooking with bombs, baby.
Wow. So there you go.
I'm making more bombs than the freaking Americans in World War II.
Taking Schwarber over all of them at my DH. Corey, go ahead.
Well, I had Matt Olson as my next pick queued up.
Same here.
So all right, no worries. So again, back to the drawing board, but no big deal. I'll make this my up and comer pick. I'll go Nick Kurtz.
Yeah, then that was going to be my next pick. I'll have to do the same thing.
Nick Kurtz off the board as well. All right, what am I looking at here, boys? I got the outfield figured out. Got DH, got first base, got a shortstop, got a second baseman, got a starting pitcher. So I am missing a third baseman, and I am missing a catcher still, I believe. Let's go over the third and see how we can wrap up here. And we'll leave the catcher for the last pick. And there's some guys here. Like, do I go to Arenado, who at his prime there was considerably one of the best third basemen at the time in 2022, 2023? Do I go Manny Machado, who has a considerable gap between 22 and 2025? Or do I go with somebody who at the time was an absolute game breaker and somebody who gave me a lot of nightmares when he was on the Red Sox? That's who I'm going to go with. Hate the attitude, but let's give me the bombs. Rafael Devers is going to be my third baseman. Tom?
All right, so those are my last 2 picks.
Yes, sir.
So I was really looking for the DH. I thought I was like, we are in for Matt Olson. Then I thought we're definitely in for Nick Kurtz. And then it got a little thin there that we've really used up a lot of these first basemen. You don't have to be a first baseman, be a DH. And then I looked and there's a pure DH that I think I'm going to throw on this roster. Another guy performing today. Give me Bryce Harper as my DH. Thank you for the second to last round taking Bryce Harper. Thank you.
There you go.
And then I just need a starting pitcher. So can you pull them up? I knew with my strategy I was not going to get Skeens or Scooble, and then it was just who are we going to get?
There's some sexy names still.
There's
like
some
3.
names there.
There's like 4 here that I'm like, have no issue seeing them getting selected.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm really between 2.
Let me guess. Are they New York Yankees?
No, neither of them are.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God, Cole really should be in consideration. He's so far out of my mind because of being injured. God, yeah, Cole. I really probably should be Garrett Cole.
I think Corey. I think you're the only other one missing a starting pitcher as well.
Who are you thinking of, Corey? You're taking Zach Wheeler, I assume, if you get him.
He's one. He's one of like 2 or 3.
I'm really considering Yamamoto. Is where I'm at. A lot of consideration for Yamamoto. Big Yamamoto guy.
Yeah, I mean, considering you had him as your number 1 starting pitcher entering the 2026 season.
Give me Yamamoto, number 1 pitcher in baseball.
There you go. Yoshinobu Yamamoto goes to Thomas to end his draft on a strong note. I'm actually missing a battery here, so I need a catcher to wrap things up. And if we're just gonna kind of roll out the resumes here,
get tired and ask.
We got 3 All-Star appearances within the last 4 years. Give me Adley Rushman as my catcher to end this thing. Go ahead, Corey.
Yeah, I mean, of the guys that's left, I'm going to be going Zach Wheeler as my last pitcher. I like Mizorowski's electric stuff. I give him an honorable mention. And I almost threw a bone to Verlander out of respect just because he was a Cy Young in our first year. But I'm going to go with the most consistent arm during our show's run.
Wait, I got a question. We left Chris Sale on the board with a Cy Young in his pocket?
Wait, who's the pick here, Corey?
I went Zach Wheeler.
You went Zach. I'm shocked. There's another guy because he's forgotten because of the injury. But I felt like Corbin Burns should have came off this list too.
I think
Corbin Burns from that run with Cy Young Award, I think he should have been gone. But Corbin Burns is there. Chris Sale is there. I mean, there's a lot of good pitchers there right now. I just had to go out there and get in my opinion, the best one. Joe, right. Wrap this up, man. Last pick.
So, I'm missing second base, right?
Jazz, you have to do it
here. The weakest position.
Yeah, you missed a second.
However, if you remember, Trey Turner played second base for the Dodgers.
No, he's not eligible.
He was not, but he was not an eligible player for that position. That's why he's not on that list. He's the one where I'm going to say that's not multi-person eligibility because he went in as a shortstop too. So it's not. It cannot. Unfortunately, I see what you did there. Cannot be Trey Turner.
Now he has to take him.
He played second.
He doesn't have to because just again, even if he doesn't want to go Jazz, Semyon was one of the best. I mean, he was the number 1 second baseman at the time when we did our player rankings.
You know what? I like him. He had a sneaky good year last year, and he's having a great year this year. Give me Brandon Lau.
You are such
wow.
Give me Brandon Lau. I'll take him.
Ended on a bad note. All right, so Brandon Lau is Joe's second baseman, which means we are done with our draft. Look, not the sexiest way that I'm going to pull this up, but I am going to do a little screen share of the Excel that I was just kind of putting together here while we were doing this. So let's get that let's get that share screen up real quick. We'll look over the Excel. Actually, where the hell is the Excel? Did it disappear on me? What the hell?
My team's too good. You guys,
it's gone. It's gone.
All right, listen, Tom, you're not beating Judge and Soto in the middle.
I have no idea what happened here.
Yes,
all right, so anyway, I'll just roll through the rosters this way. So Joe has got Judge, Soto, Tarek Skubal, William Contreras, Pete Alonso, Pete Crow. Actually, I'll do it by position. It probably makes more sense. Skubal as a starting pitcher. He's got Matt Olson as his first baseman. Brandon Lau is his second baseman. He's got Bregman at third, Lindor at short. His outfield is PCA, Aaron Judge, and Juan Soto. He's got William Contreras as his catcher. He's got Pete Alonso as his designated hitter. And he's got, I just mentioned before, Skubal on the mound. Corey, he's got Zach Wheeler on the mound. At catcher, he has Will Smith at first base. He's got Nick Kurtz. Second base is Luis Arias. At third base is Jose Ramirez. Shortstop, Mookie Betts. The outfield is Yordan Alvarez, Ronald Acuna Jr., and Fernando Tatis Jr. And your designated hitter, did I miss your DH here, Corey Favs?
Kurtz is his DH.
Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani.
Okay.
Yeah, that guy. He's really good. I got Paul Skeens on the bump. Catching is Adley Rutschman. I got Freddie Freeman at first base. Jose Altuve at second. Rafael Devers at third. Bobby Witt Jr. at short. The outfield is Kyle Tucker, Mike Trout, James Wood. Kyle Schwarber was my DH. And Team Tom, Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound. His catcher is Kyle Raleigh, who was his first overall pick. His first baseman is Vlad Guerrero Jr., second base Ketel Marte, third base Junior Caminero, shortstop is Corey Seager, the outfield Riley Green, Julio Rodriguez, Corbin Carroll, and Bryce Harper is his designated hitter. We'll whip all this up into some graphics throughout the next few days, so we'll keep you posted on how those rosters look. So you don't have to vote now. But we'll get everything out there on social media over this week. And that is your MLB All-Star Draft. And a lot of credit goes to Corey Favs for that idea. That was a great idea by Corey. So a lot of fun stuff. We're still on the home run derby, guys. What's the latest? I actually just lost my feed to the home run derby.
Junior Caminero has 9 homers with 5 swings left. I think Ben Rice had 7. I think he's probably going to miss out. I think there's been some big first rounds so far. So I think Benny Boy is going to be out. And I think Rice is probably the last hitter. Bryce hasn't gone. Oh no, Schwarber. I think Schwarber and I think he's doing
Schwarber have not hit.
Yeah,
love it. Make sure to give us a follow on X ESP Podcast, all the subsidiaries. You know the deal. Every week we got different shows throughout the week. Bronx Take Monday through Wednesday.
Oh my
EX2X follows by Big Slick for our Yankee post-game shows. We got Queens Boulevard hosted by Phil from Shirley on Fridays. Extra innings. We'll roll in some extra innings later on in just a few minutes. And then, of course, we have the main show here, ESP, every Monday. So we'll see you here next Monday for our next
show. Two back-to-back bordering 480.
I got nothing here, so I'm going to have to just watch on the side after this is all said and done. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for ESP number 169. Shout out to the 69 of you in here. Nice. Good crowd out here tonight during the home run derby. So come join the fun over on Extra Innings, and we'll wrap things up from here. Oh, next week, going to be a fun one. Next week is our annual trade deadline mock show. So the boys are going to have some big homework over the next week, over the next few days. Try to draw up some realistic, that's the key word here, realistic trade mocks going into this trade deadline season. It's going to be tough for Corey and Joe to kind of go through their thing because they're selling.
Joe's trading Lindor. Joe will have a Lindor trade.
And we'll see. Maybe there will be a Lindor trade that we'll talk about next week. So that'll be a lot of fun. Tom, Joe, Corey, wrap us up.
I think my guy Murakami's probably out, so that kind of stinks. I don't think he did great.
No.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Schwarber actually swing the bat. So,
I know that's about it. Hope everyone gets to enjoy the Derby, enjoy the All-Star break. Met fans get a break from baseball, which is nice. But go ahead again. Official halfway point of the season. We got a whole another half and a really fun deadline season coming up. One of the best times of the regular season calendar year. Until next week, take care.